This is my diabetes walk for blood sugar control, guys. I'm on a new route this morning, guys. So I think I'll start doing this route from now on for blood sugar control, guys. Great to be out here. Where my diabetics at, guys? Where my diabetic supporters at? Comment. Guys, we got to take care of our diabetic health. No one's gonna do it for us. We gotta do it for ourselves. Hey, how are you? Haven't seen you in a long time. How you feeling? Oh man. Okay. Good. And then after that, everything up. Good. You know, I've been struggling with the diabetes, but ever since I went on the keto diet, I don't eat any. I know I don't eat any carbs. Sandra. Yes, you know, as a diabetic, we got to take advantage of where we are. I don't make a big production. I have a block that's a perfect long square. So I do a mile and 3/4 around my block. And that's how you have to do it as a diabetic. You know, don't make a big production. Make it easy. Make it simple. Make it work. And I live in a great neighborhood, so there's no worries, no problems. It's become a lifestyle now. But I've come a long way. You know, my history is when I first got diagnosed, I didn't know I was diabetic. My A1C was 14. Immediately, I started getting diabetic infections, osteomyelitis. The infections will go straight to the bone. Risk of amputations. I fought off surgical options, that's what they like to call it, but that's amputation risk 4 times. I had bilateral gangrene, made it through it, but you know, you can't count on that. So I decided to find a way out of the situation, the circumstances. They told me, you're going to be prone to this. They told me that this is your life in so many words. I said, what can I do to get off of this? They said, well, you take your insulin, you eat this balanced diet. And I looked it up and they said diabetes is a progressive disease that ends in, and you know, deciding you have to reverse diabetes. So I started thinking of carbs, sugar and starchy carbs and grains as being allergic. You know, that's how I started thinking of it. And so the carbs I eat are green vegetables. I don't eat any type of carbs. Even dairy is lactose, fruits, fructose. My history of diabetes is so severe, I don't eat any form of sugar. So the only sugars that I eat are vegetables, green vegetables, because it has fiber and it's healthy for you. So I battled my way back for many years. I couldn't walk for exercise. Every time I try and walk, I would get an infection. So now I'm cleared for that. When I went on ketosis, when I went on a ketogenic diet, it just cleared up everywhere. My liver cleared up, my retinopathy cleared up. I never had bad kidneys though, but my liver cleared up, the retinopathy cleared up. And then, I still had hit a wall. You know, I didn't, research says, you know, as diabetics, we shouldn't settle for what's good for a diabetic, because even then, down the road, you will get to certain problems as you get older. So I wanted to get to normal. So, and they say insulin resistance will keep you from getting to normal. So I decided to go on Ozempic along with the ketogenic diet. So with that, my A1C fell. The ketogenic without Ozempic, my A1C was 6.6. With Ozempic, 4.9. And I dropped 60 pounds. And 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 that's when that's when the diabetic infections completely stopped. When it completely stopped. So basically, let me reverse myself. Basically, with the ketogenic diet by itself, it cured my blood sugar problems. With the Ozempic and the ketogenic diet, my weight fell, my retinopathy went away, and my liver numbers, my liver numbers became normal, and my infections dropped. So the ketogenic diet cured my blood sugar problems. The ketogenic diet plus the Ozempic, in my opinion, cured all the other diabetic processes, the eyes, the liver, and my diabetic infections. So to me, it was like a perfect storm coming together, because if you look up Ozempic, Ozempic helps your pancreas function to its optimal level. So now I do a 1 meal a day zone from 12 to 4, vegan keto, because the diabetes had already damaged my stomach, so it's hard to eat solid food like that. And I already had gout, so I decided to go vegan keto between 12 and 4. So right there, that gives me intermittent fasting, 1 meal a day, using vegan keto. And I walk. When I go to my endocrinologist, they just look at my reports and sit back in amazement. Now, I would say my results are very good because of how I'm not just taking the Ozempic. I see people take Ozempic and they're not eating the same way I'm eating. And they're getting not as great a result. They may be losing weight, but as far as other issues, I don't think they're not getting the same results. But for me, all the way around, when you consider all the diabetic processes, the eyes, the livers, the diabetic infections, everything just fell in place for me, guys. Everything. I'm not talking religiously, but I'm going to say a religious word. But it was almost like a miracle for me, guys, because you don't realize how many times I was hooked up to a PICC line. I was hooked up to a PICC line 4 times. You know how aggravating that is? You know, I was like, you have to be on a PICC line 2.5 hours. And they got to the point where, these insurance companies are so funny. They got up to the point where, at first, the nurse comes out and they're there with you. Then, I think the last 2 times they changed they're cutting back on, they don't cut back on cost so much. They send you the box. The nurse comes out 1 time. After that, you take the you put the box in the fridge. You take the antibody out, and you connect the antibiotic to the PICC line yourself. I mean, and then you know how dangerous that is. You don't know, you might contaminate yourself. But it's aggravating. And the PICC line is twice a day, so it's a lot. So I decided I didn't want to go through none of that. So it made me, I guess, in a lot of ways, extreme. Coconut oil, chia seed tonic, chickpea marinated in coconut milk, seaweed, chopped walnuts. Hey, That works for me. But I guess I'm like a little bit venting and ranting a little bit, but hey,